Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about the second sense organ, that is called as the eye. We have studied the first sense organ, that is the skin, which is a major part of our body, which covers almost all part of our body is the skin, which is nothing but a sensory organ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ನಾಲ್ಕಿದಾವೆ ಪಂಚೇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳು ಎಂಬುದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಪಂಚೇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡನೇದು ಯಾವುದಂತಂದರೆ ಕಣ್ಣು. ದ ಐ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಡೆಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ second sense organ, that is the eye. The eye is the organ of sight. It is the organ of sight. Organ of sight. It is situated in a bony socket of the skull called orbital cavity. So this eye, kannu, it is protected in a cavity here. Here there is a small cavity in the skull region that is called as orbital cavity, and in this orbital cavity the eye is situated. Now the next point is, orbital cavity is spherical in shape and contain the muscles of eyeballs, nerves, blood vessels, lacrimal glands also. So the orbital cavity, made up of the bony structure of the skull, contains the blood vessels, nerves, then the muscles, eye muscles, and the lacrimal glands. The lacrimal glands ಅಂದರೆ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಬರುವಂಥ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗಳು, ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಸುರಿಸುವಂಥ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗಳು, ನೀರನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗಳು. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ರಿಮಲ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಣ್ಣತ್ರ ಅವು ಸಹ ಸಿಚುವೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ದ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಐ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಡ್ ಬೈ ಎಡಿಪೋಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಐ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಂಜುರೀಸ್. ಸೊ ದ ಐ ಈಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಎಡಿಪೋಸ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದಿ orbital cavity which protects the eye from the external injuries. Structurally, the eye, there are two eyes which are separated. There are two eyes. ಎರಡು ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಎರಡು ಕಣ್ಣು. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಕಣ್ಣಿಲ್ಲ. ದೇವರು ಮನುಷ್ಯನನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎರಡು ಕಣ್ಣನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. Two eyes are there. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸೆಪರೇಟೆಡ್, ನೋ ಡೌಟ್. ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಎರಡು ಕಣ್ಣಿಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ, ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕಣ್ಣಿದಾವೆ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಎರಡು ಕಣ್ಣಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು ಕಣ್ಣಿದೆ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು ಕಣ್ಣಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳಿದಾವೆ, ಸೆಪರೇಟೆಡ್ ಐಸ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪೇರ್. ದೇ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಕಣ್ಣಿನಿಂದ ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಲ್ಸಸ್ಸು ಒಂದೇ ಆಗಿ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ. ಎರಡೂ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳು ಒಂದೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. ಎರಡೂ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳಿಗೆ ನರ್ವ್ಸು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಡೂ ಎ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ಬೋತ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಡೂ ಎ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್. ದ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಅಪರೇಟಸ್ ಆರ್ ಐಬಾಲ್, ಆಪ್ಟಿಕ್ ನರ್ವ್ಸ್, ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬ್ರೈನ್. Eyeball, this is the eyeball, optic nerves, and this is the visual center of the eye. So there are three parts in the eye. The protecting and smooth functioning organs of eye are eyebrows, eyelids, conjunctiva, lacrimal glands, muscles of eye. The smooth processing of the organ eye. The eye performs the organ of the sight, and it acts as the sight absorber and giving the information to the brain. What is that object? about that object. So this functioning of the eye is protected by some of the organs. They are called as, the first one is the eyebrow. The second one is eyelid. And the third one is conjunctiva. Conjunctiva muscle. This is muscle. Then the fourth one is lacrimal gland. And fifth one is other muscles of eye. Now this eye is supported by eyebrows. These are the eyebrows, you know the eyebrows. ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಐಬ್ರೋಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಐಬ್ರೋಸ್ಗಳು. ಸೊ ಐಬ್ರೋಸ್, ದೆನ್ ಐಬ್ರೋಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋದು ಐಬ್ರೋಸ್. ಐಲಿಡ್ಸ್, ಮುಂದೆ ಇರುವಂಥವು ಐಲಿಡ್ಸ್. ಕಂಜಕ್ಟಿವಾ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್, they are present inside, and lacrimal glands which produce the watery material. ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಬರೋದು lacrimal gland ಇಂದ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಐ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ ಐಗಳನ್ನು, ಕಣ್ಣ ಬಾಲನ್ನು ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಸಲ್ಗಳನ್ನು ದೇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದಿ ಐ. Now coming to the first one, that is the eyeball. There are three visual apparatuses I have told you already. The first one is eyeball. The second one is optic nerve. And the third one is visual center of brain. Visual center of brain. So these are the parts of the eyes. Now coming to the first one, that is the eyeball. Eyeball. We are going to study the eyeball. It is situated The eyeball is situated in the anterior part of the orbital cavity, and is spherical in shape. Each one is like camera with lens. The eyeball is situated in the anterior part of the orbital cavity. So this is the eyeball, which is situated in the anterior part of the orbital cavity and is spherical in shape. Each one is like camera with lens. So this acts as a camera. Camera ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಫೋಟೋ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದು ಇಮೇಜ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿದ್ದು ಫೋಟೋ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ವೈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ವಿತ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ಇಮೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಲುಕ್ at, and images fall on retina. The images come from here and they will fall on the retina here, anywhere in the retina. This is the retinal position, and this retina, on the retina the images fall. The cells of retina convert the light images into nervous impulses. ಆ ಬೆಳಕಿನ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರೋದು, ಅದನ್ನು nerve impulse ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. nerve impulses which pass through optic nerves. From here they will pass through the optic nerves to reach the cerebral cortex of the brain. brain ಹೋಗಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತು, ಇದು ಹಾವು, ಇದು ಕತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಆನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋದು cerebral region, cerebral cortex of the brain. brain ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ. So then it will recognize what is that, and it will tell you about the image. Image ಎಂತದಿದೆ ಅಂತದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. Internally, the eye is divided into two chambers, anterior and the posterior chamber. This is the anterior chamber and this is the posterior chamber. This portion is the anterior and this is the posterior chamber. The suspensory ligament and ciliary body with lens of the eye separate the two chambers. The suspensory ligament and the cilia and the lens, this portion which separates the posterior and anterior chambers. The first portion is the anterior chamber and this is the posterior chamber. The anterior chamber is filled with a clear watery fluid called aqueous humor. So this is filled with aqueous humor. Humor fluid. The fluid present in this portion is called as aqueous humor fluid, which is a clear watery fluid. It is very clear because the images should come inside. ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆ ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, ವಾಟರಿ portion, watery type, and it is called as aqueous humor. Coming to the posterior chamber, it is filled with the jelly-like substance called vitreous humor. So, posterior chamber filled with vitreous humor fluid, which is jelly-like. It is gel-like, viscous, gel-like. ಒಂಥರ ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲ, ತೆಳ್ಳಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರೀಮ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್. ಆ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ಗೆ ವಿಟ್ರಸ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಆ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ದ ಪೋಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್ the jelly-like substance called vitreous humor is present. There are three layers of tissues in the wall of the eye. Now the eye is made up of three layers. The first layer is the sclera layer. The second layer is coracoid layer, and the third one is retina layer. So there are three layers which are present in the eye. ಕಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂರು ಪೊರೆಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ, ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್. ಆ ಮೂರು ಪೊರೆಗಳ ಹೆಸರೇನೆಂದರೆ, ಒಂದನೇದ್ದು ಸ್ಕ್ಲೆರಾ ಲೇಯರ್ which is continuous. See, this is the white portion which is continuous from lens or in the anterior portion up to the optic nerve. Optic nerve. So up till the optic nerve it follows, it will be this continuous. So there are three layers of tissue. The first one is fibrous layer called as sclera, SCLERA, that is fibrous one, which is fibrous. And fibrous layer sclera and cornea, three layers of tissues, sclera and cornea, and the middle layer, vascular layer, which is coracoid. This is vascular. Cornea is also fibrous. Fibrous layer, which is the outer one, fibrous layer, sclera and cornea, and the middle, the vascular layer, coracoid, and suspension ligament, ciliary body, and iris. This is continuous like this only. Here, the sclera, coracoid is continuous up till here, which is iris, suspensory ligament, and the ciliary body. Then the inner nervous tissue layer called as the retina. This is the retina, inner nervous layer. The sclera layer is continuous with the cornea here. This is the cornea. Sir, cornea is continuous again here with the sclera, and the choroid is continuous up to the suspensory ligament and the ciliary body, and the third one is the retina, which is the third layer, which is also made up of the fibrous nervous tissue layer. This is nervous tissue layer. With nervous tissue layer. This is fibrous and this is vascular. So there are three layers present, three-layer tissue is present in the wall of the eye. Coming to the first one, the sclera, which is a hard one, it forms the outermost layer of the eyeball. It forms the outermost layer of the eyeball and consists of strong opaque fibrous membrane that protect and maintain the shape of the eyeball and giving attachment to extrinsic muscles of the eye. So the extrinsic muscles of the eye are attached to this portion. When viewed from front, it is referred as white. It is referred as white of the eyeball. It is when viewed from the front side, it is referred as the white of the eyeball. In the portion, it is covered by a transparent mucosa membrane called conjunctiva. This membrane is present here, conjunctiva membrane here inside, and that is present on the sclera. Posteriorly, the optic nerve passes through it from retina. So, posteriorly, the optic nerves are present. They pass through this retina. It provides insertion to recti and oblique muscles, optic nerves, ciliary nerves, and vessels and choroid veins. So it gives the places for insertion of recti muscles and oblique muscles and optic nerves, ciliary nerves, and vessels and the choroid veins. Now coming to the next one, cornea. Cornea is the extension portion of the sclera layer. Anteriorly, the sclera continues as a clear, transparent epithelial membrane called cornea. It is extended and it is called as cornea. Cornea is described as window of the eye. It is described as the window. ಕಿಟಿಕೆ ಅದು ಒಂಥರ ಕಿಟಿಕೆ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ಕಾರ್ನಿಯಾ, ಅದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಇಮೇಜ್ಗಳು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ಕಾರ್ನಿಯಾ ಈಸ್ described as the window of the eye, which is more convex and light rays pass through it. The light rays will pass through it and it is a convex portion, and these light rays reach the retina. They come and fall on the retina here. It is involved in reflecting light rays to focus on retina. It is involved in a reflection and a refractory movement of the light. Light nalli baruvanta ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ ಇದು reflection ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Reflection movement of the light is carried out by this retina towards the cornea, towards the retina. It is separated by iris by a space called anterior chamber. It is innervated by branches of ophthalmic nerves and sensitive to pain. It is separated by iris. These are the iris, separated by iris with the anterior chamber or the anterior cavity and the posterior cavity. So the two cavities are separated by iris, and this is the corneal portion. Now it is innervated by branches of ophthalmic nerves and sensitive towards the pain. Cornea has no blood vessels and lymphatic ducts. Cornea doesn't have any blood vessels and an ideal tissue for transplantation. And it is an ideal tissue for the transplantation. Cornea ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಕಾರ್ನಿಯಾನ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಣ್ಣು ಕಾಣಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ನಿಯಾನ ಕಿತ್ತುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ನಿಯಾ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So cornea is without any blood vessels and without nerves. Hence it can be removed and transplanted by other one. So cornea can be transplanted. It derives nutrients from aqueous humor fluid present in the anterior chamber. In the anterior chamber, we know that there is an aqueous humor here, that is a fluid, and from that fluid it extracts the nutrients and the oxygen. Now coming to the choroid, the second layer. This is the yellow color layer, is the second layer, choroid. It is the middle layer of the eye containing many blood vessels derived from ophthalmic branches of internal carotid artery and is deep chocolate brown in color. So this is a deep chocolate brown in color and it is derived from ophthalmic branches of internal carotid artery. The internal carotid artery which goes to the head region, it will have the branches, ophthalmic branches. Ophthalmic means eye. So ophthalmic branches are there inside and it is from the carotid artery. And deep chocolate color. The light enters through pupil. This portion is the pupil. The light enters through the cornea and through the pupil, falls on the lens. The light enters through pupil and stimulates the sensory receptors of retina, which is then absorbed by choroid. It passes through here, lens, and falls on the retina. So when it passes through the choroid layer, it stimulates the sensory nerves or the sensory receptors, and it is on the retina where it absorbs the image and sends the impulses to the brain. Now ciliary body and suspensory ligaments. So these are the ciliary bodies and suspensory ligaments. It is a circular structure, continuation of anterior part of the choroid. It is the continuation of the anterior part of the choroid, yellow colored one, with ciliary muscles, circular smooth muscles and secretory epithelial cells. The lens is attached to ciliary body by suspensory ligaments. The contraction and relaxation of the ciliary muscles which are attached to the ligament control the size and the thickness of the lens. The size and the thickness of the lens is controlled by these ciliary muscles or the ciliary bodies and the ligaments. When they contract, then the size of the lens comes down. When they are relaxed, the lens expands. So the movement of the lens depends on the movement or the contraction of the ciliary body and the suspensory ligament. Now coming to the iris, this is the iris portion. It is pigmented colored ring-like membrane surrounding the pupil of eye. This is the pupil. Pupil of eye is surrounded by iris, and it is a pigmented colored ring-like structure surrounded in pupil of the eye. It extends anteriorly from ciliary body, lying behind cornea and in front of the lens. It extends from this suspensory body and lens here upwards and comes downwards from the above, and that extension is called iris. It divides the anterior chamber into anterior and the posterior cavities. The anterior chamber is divided into two cavities, that is the anterior and the posterior cavities, by this iris. It is composed of pigment cells and thin layers of smooth muscle fibers with a dark central opening called pupil immediately in front of the lens. Immediately in front of the lens there is the pupil. Immediately in front of the lens. It is supplied by parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous nerve. The parasympathetic nerve stimulates the constriction of pupil, and sympathetic nerve stimulates the dilation of the pupil. So this pupil here, it dilates and it contracts due to the parasympathetic and sympathetic nerves which are present around the pupil. The color of the iris is generally determined and depends on the pigment cell numbers present. The pigment cell numbers are present in the iris, and that gives the color to the eye. Now coming to the retina, this is the retina, inner layer, that is the third layer called as retina. The retina is the innermost nervous tissue layer of the eye. It is the nervous tissue layer. It is not epithelial layer or other cells are present in that one. The nerve cells are only present in this layer, that is the retina, which is thin, delicate and continuous posteriorly with optic nerves. So with optic nerves it is continuous here. So it is half circled and present inside, which is thin, delicate and continuous posteriorly with optic nerve. Opposite the entrance of the optic nerve, there is a circular area called as optic disc. This is the optic disc in front of the optic nerves. Opposite the entrance of the optic nerve, there is a circular area called optic disc with rods and cones. The nerve cells, the rods and the cones, nerve cells are present, and these nerve cells, they are specialized cells, very specialized one. They are very specialized cells of nervous system called as rods and cones. So these rods and cones, they are present in the optic disc. They are not present in the optic disc without rods and cone nerve cells. So it is called blind spot. It is also called blind spot. It is also called blind spot. Means it doesn't recognize the images. There are no nerve cells. Rods and cones nerve cells are not present in that optic disc. So it is called a blind one. About 3 cm below optic disc, about 3 cm below the optic disc, there is a portion called macula lutea, which is yellow in color. Macula lutea, which is yellow in color. The center of depression is called feva centralis with cones. Feva centralis with cones. So it is somewhat like this, and this is called the macula, and this portion is called the feva. Now the about 3 centimeters below the optic disc there is a depression called macula luteae, which is yellow in color, and the center of the depression is called feva centralis with cones and rods. There are cones and rods like nerves present in the feva centralis. Retina has 3 parts. Retina has 3 parts. The first one is the optic, containing nerve tissue, the ciliary, non-nervous tissue covering a ciliary body, and iridial, non-nervous tissue covering iris. So retina has 3 parts, which are nothing but optic portion, ciliary portion, and iridial portion. Retina has 10 layers, in which include the pigmented layer of epithelium, layer of rod and cone nerve cells, bipolar neurons, ganglions, cell layer, and nerve fiber layer. The fibers of the optic nerve begin from the ganglion layer of the retina and pass through the optic disc, then through the orbit to the optic chiasma and to the brain. So that is the pathway of the nerve from the eye to the brain. The rods and the cone nerve cells are the actual receptors of the light and sight, which contain photosensitive pigments. Rods contain rhodopsins, and cones contain iodopsin pigments. Retina is supplied by branches of the ophthalmic artery. The aqueous humor fluid, coming to the aqueous humor fluid, which is present inside the posterior chamber. The aqueous humor fluid in the corneal region. It is a clear white fluid filled with a space between the cornea and the lens, that is anterior chamber of the eye. At the anterior chamber of the eye, this is present, and this is watery fluid. The cornea and the lens, anterior chamber of the eye. The aqueous humor is secreted by the capillaries of ciliary body. So this is secreted, aqueous humor here present is secreted by ciliary body. So ciliary body secrete this fluid. The decrease in the secretion of this fluid results in the increase in intraocular pressure, that is glaucoma, and leads into degradation of retina and comes the blindness. The fluid helps to maintain intraocular pressure, thus maintaining the shape of the eyeball. It is rich in ascorbic acid, glucose, and amino acids, and nourishes the cornea and the lens. Next is the vitreous humor, which is present here. This is the vitreous humor. It is clear, colorless, transparent, jelly-like fluid which fills the posterior chamber of the eye. It is enclosed in a delicate homologous hyaloid membrane. It is enclosed in the hyaloid membrane here. Hyaloid membrane. This fluid maintains the shape of the eyeball and supports the retina. It maintains the shape of the eyeball and supports the retina. So this is all about the eye. I give you the notes also, so you can follow the notes. They ask you like this: draw a label diagram of the eye and describe the parts, or what are the functions of the eye, like that. So you have to go through the figures and go through the notes which I give. Please be attentive and read well. As soon as you come to the college, exams will be held and it will be very difficult to you to write. So in the home where you are, you please go through all the figures and all the teachings what we teach. So ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹುಡುಗರು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಇದು BSc 1 ಮತ್ತು CHI ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ 2 ಸಹ ಇದೆ. ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದನ್ನು ನೀವು 5 ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ್ದು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಿವಿ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಕಣ್ಣು ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್, ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿ ಬರೆಯುವಂಥ ಇದು ಇರಬೇಕು. 10 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿನ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಫಿಗರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೂ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಐ. ಟುಮಾರೋ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಇಯರ್. Ear, that is the kiwi. The ear is also a sensory organ. It receives the sounds. It receives the sounds and sends the message to the brain. So it is a sensory organ. So tomorrow we are going to study about the sensory organ, that is the ear. Thank you very much.
second year